How's it going, boys? Johnny Superbman here, and it's time for me to bring you my predictions for the 2011-2012 NHL regular season. That's right, we're 2 weeks in. I've had some time to look at each team, so I'm going to bring you my predictions. Let's start with the Western Conference. Let's break down each division. So let's start with the Pacific Division, and here are last year's results. The San Jose Sharks won the division with 105 points, followed by the Ducks and the Coyotes, who both got 99 points each. The LA Kings came in fourth, getting 98 points, and the Dallas Stars finished the season with 95 points and didn't even make the playoffs. That's unfortunate. Now for this year, Dallas, they're off to a great start. They're 5-1-0, but I still don't think they're going to have a great year. I think they're going to trail off eventually. They lost Brad Richards in the offseason, and they just really don't have any superstars on that team. Expect them to trade Brendan Morrow by January, December, February maybe, if they notice that they're not a playoff team. Brendan Morrow would be a great addition to any other team, so expect him to be on the move when Dallas starts to fall off. Second, the LA Kings. They're off to a great start as well. 3-1-1, and they made some great acquisitions in the offseason, picking up Simon Gagne and Mike Richards. Great left winger and a great center. Anze Kopitar off to a great start this year. 5 games played, 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points. Watch out for the LA Kings. The Phoenix Coyotes, man, I don't know what to make of these guys. They're off to a 2-2-1 start, but here's the thing. They finished last year strong, but they lost Brizgalov. That's their goalie. I don't think they're going to have a good year whatsoever this year, okay? Shane Doan, this guy is Superman. 5 games played, he already has 3 goals, 4 assists, and 7 points. He needs to get on a good competitive team. He can be an outstanding, influential player. Expect Shane Doan to maybe be traded if the Phoenix Coyotes do not have a good year. The Anaheim Ducks off to a 4-1-0 start, and everyone knows this team. It's all about Corey Perry, Ryan Getzlaf, and Bobby Ryan. As long as those 3 stay healthy, expect the Anaheim Ducks to make the playoffs. And the San Jose Sharks, oh man, this is going to be interesting. They're off to a 1-3-0 start. They dropped Heatley and Setaguchi in the offseason by picking up Havlat and Burns. Are they a better team? Who knows? Only time will tell. For this year, I think the Pacific Division is going to look something like this. The LA Kings in first, San Jose Sharks in second, followed closely by the Anaheim Ducks, and then Dallas and Phoenix, they're going to trail off. No playoff run for the Phoenix Coyotes this year. They lost their goalie. Let's move on to the Northwest Division now. And last year's stats, they look like this. The Vancouver Canucks finished the season with 117 points, owning the division. The Calgary Flames came in second, just missing out on the playoffs, finishing the season with 94 points. The Minnesota Wild finished the season with 86 points, and at the bottom of the NHL barrel, the Colorado Avalanche finishing the season with 68 points, followed by the Edmonton Oilers, lonely down there with 62 points. But this season, Edmonton's looking okay. They started the season 2-2-1, and their rookies are looking great. Taylor Hall and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, absolutely outstanding. They got to keep it going, though. They also got to sort out their goaltending issue. The Colorado Avalanche, man, this has been a big surprise, but they started off 5-1-0, and I think it's all because of Semyon Varlamov. That's right, they finally have a goalie, and he's playing great. They're also young, they're big, and they're fast. You got a defenseman like Johnson, you got a player like Duchesne, and they drafted that guy, Gabriel Landeskog. Oh my God, watch out for Colorado. The Minnesota Wild, I don't think they're going anywhere. 2-2-2 to start the season. Heatley off to a slow start, 1 goal in 6 games played. Backstrom, you're going to be seeing a lot of rubber thrown your way this year. I don't think Minnesota's going anywhere. The Calgary Flames, what a streak they had at the end of the year trying to make the playoffs, but that horrible start. But this year, 2-3-0, and it's all up to Mickey Kiprusoff. They're getting old, and it all comes down to their goaltending. Will they get good goaltending? If they do, they might make the playoffs. And Iginla off to a slow start this year. 1 point in 5 games played. That's got to change. And the Vancouver Canucks, oh my God, the pressure team. They're off to a slow start by their standards. 2-3-1, and all the pressure is on Roberto Luongo. That's right. Will he be able to put that pressure aside and be an effective goalie? The Sedins are doing what they do best. 6 games played and both having 7 points. So it all comes down to Luongo. At the end of the year, I think the Northwest Division is going to look something like this. The Vancouver Canucks will be in first, but not too far behind will be the second place Colorado Avalanche. That's right. I think the Avs are making the playoffs this year, and I even think they'll contest for the number 1 spot in the Northwest Division against the Canucks, so it should be interesting. The Calgary Flames, I think they'll make the playoffs this year, as long as they can get good goaltending from Mickey Kiprusoff, and don't worry about Iginla, he'll come around. They just got to keep that momentum going, and they will be a playoff team. The Minnesota Wild, I just don't think they have it. Heatley doesn't have a superstar center now, like Joe Thornton or Patrick Marleau. I don't think he's going to get more than 30 goals if he doesn't get injured. And the Edmonton Oilers, they're still 2 or 3 4 years away from being one of the best teams in the league. They will be amazing, but they're just not there just yet. So now let's move on to the Central Division, the last division in the West, and here are last year's results. The Detroit Red Wings won the division with 104 points, followed by the Nashville Predators, who had a great season, getting 99 points. In third came the Blackhawks, who just made the playoffs, getting 97 points, and missing the playoffs were the St. Louis Blues with 87 points, and the Columbus Blue Jackets, who had 81 points. And this season's not looking any better for the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're off to an 0-5-1 start. Poor Rick Nash, man. This guy can't catch a break. He's trying to be the captain there, but the team is just not around him. He could be a great player on any other team. And the Jeff Carter trade, please. They haven't won a game yet, and he's actually injured. All that, and they missed out for Sean Couturier. The St. Louis Blues, they're off to a 2-4-0 start. Now, they're a great young team. I think they can be a playoff team, but it all comes down to their goalie, Yaroslav Halak. If he can put in the performance he did for Montreal in the playoffs, then yes, they will be a playoff team. Watch out. The Chicago Blackhawks, they're out of the gate strong, off to a 4-1-1 start, and I really think it's because their goalie, Corey Crawford. Last year they had Turco in net to start, and they fell behind quickly. They almost didn't make the playoffs. But this year, Corey Crawford, he's the man, and they're off to a strong start. Good job, Crawford. The Nashville Predators, off to a 2-3-1 start. Man, I think this team's going to have an off year. I don't think they're making the playoffs. Pekka Rinne, he's going to see a lot of pucks this year, and he has to stand on his head if they want any chance to make the playoffs. But I think the reason they're not making the playoffs is because Suter and Weber, their two star defensemen, they're going to be unrestricted free agents this year. So if Nashville's not having a good year, expect them to trade these guys because they can't just let them walk away. You can get a lot for Shea Weber. Trust me. All right? And last but not least, the Detroit Red Wings. Oh my God, the Ageless Wonders. They're off to a 4-0-0 start. Now, I thought earlier that their age might be a problem, but as long as it's not, they're going to be another solid team once again, okay? Watch out for Nicholas Lidstrom. Is he going to be able to produce and still be a solid 20-25 minute defenseman back there at his age? We're going to have to wait and see. At the end of the year, boys, I think the Central Division is going to look something like this. The Chicago Blackhawks, with Corey Crawford in net, will win the division. In second place will be the Detroit Red Wings. I think the Blackhawks and the Red Wings are going to be neck and neck the whole year. And I think in third is going to be the Nashville Predators, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I think they're going to be number 9, and I think they're just going to miss out. I think Weber or Suter and Rinne or all three are going to be out of Nashville by the end of the year, okay? So mark my words for that. The St. Louis Blues and the Columbus Blue Jackets, I'm sorry, I just don't think it's your year just yet. Okay, boys, so there are my predictions for the Western Conference. I'm going to make another video showing my predictions for the Eastern Conference, and then when we have both predictions for both conferences, I'll make a prediction video for the playoffs, okay? So for Johnny Superbman and the Great Domsky, we'll see you soon, boys, and take it easy.